Good afternoon. I'm MJ from Lioness Publications. And today we're going to continue from yesterday in that we're going to look at Disney's chart. That's Disney, the company. The chart that I'm using is the initial public offering, which is the IPO. And that chart actually has a date of November 12th, 1957 at 10 o'clock in the morning. That's the date that stock was trading for this company on the stock exchange. And that's typically what can be used when you want to know how investors feel about a company. It doesn't give you sort of the internal view, it gives you an external view. But that's usually pretty good when it comes to looking at how a company is perceived. So let's take a look at some of the things that we have. And we're starting from the September 1st of this year. So on September 1st, we have Neptune trining Mercury. And this is a very, very nice angle. So in effect, this is Neptune, which is the imagination, the fantasy. All of this comes to life in what? Mercury. And this is actually something that Disney is well suited for because, in effect, that's what they do. They make imagination, they make fantasies come to life. So in this case, this is showing that they have been very creative. So they might actually have, movies out there that are doing well. They could have projects in line. Again, very Disney type projects, full of imagination that they put down to pen and they're able to get it out and produced. Now, if I had to have an analogy for this, think of it as a painter that is doing pen strokes on brush strokes on a canvas. And that would be the Mercury. But then Neptune comes along and fills out that canvas, fills it out with so many colors, so imaginative that it comes to life. So again, for a company like Disney in animation, this is, in effect, the fantasy coming to life. So let's take a look at the next angle, which is on 913. And that's Jupiter trining Sun. And this is another nice angle. It's a trine, so it means it's well balanced. That means the Jupiter here is not overly optimistic. It's reasonable. It's providing opportunities to what? To the identity of the country. So in effect, to where that identity of the company, not the country. So it is helping to provide opportunities for where the company wants to go. For an analogy, let's think of a sailor. He has a sailboat and he's taking it out on the water. Of course, he has a destination in mind. And when he gets out on the water, the breeze is wonderful. It is calm, it's consistent, and it fills the sails. In fact, all the sailor has to do is just steer the boat. So there's no adjusting for anything, just steering the boat. Can the sailor get to where he wants to go? Yes. Was it easy? Yes. So that's what trines do. They help you accomplish what you are setting out to do. So in this case, yes, Disney has done well. And the date on this is 913. Now, they have been thinking that everything has been going along well, but now on 914, we have Jupiter squaring Jupiter. What's this? Overconfidence, overreaching, inflated expectations for what they can accomplish. Their appetite for growth is exceeding their capacity. That means that they are anticipating things that really are not going to happen. Or not happen well. That's a difference. So let's take an analogy for this. Let's say you have a gourmet chef that is going to make a 5-course dinner for 6 guests. That's easy, right? You can do that. What about if he's preparing that in a very small kitchen? Not likely. That's what's happening here. Our ability to do something is being overestimated. And that's what's happening with Disney. So their ability possibly to brush all this underneath the rug and keep on going is overestimated. Now let's take a look at the next example. Next angle we have, and that's on 922. We have Uranus that is opposing Mercury. So here we have the changes, the unexpected changes, and it's squaring. So this is a stress angle to Mercury, their communications. What is this like? It's like they have a communications tower and a bolt of lightning just struck the tower and took it out. They don't know how to communicate. They don't know what to communicate. There are different stories going about, and internal people can't even communicate with each other. So lack of communication, lack of clear communication, lack of ability even to plan where to go because you don't have the communications. That is 922. It's happening now. So that's an overriding, think of it as an influence that's happening to them. And it probably shows to outside people. Outside investors are probably looking at this saying, where is this going to go? If they give in, what happens? If they don't give in, what happens? Next piece we have is on 12/8 of this year. And this is from the solar arc. All the rest of these are from the transits. We have Mars in conjunct Uranus. We have action. In conjunct, it's a break and adjust. You can't get there from here. Which means that what? They're trying to deal with something that's new, the unexpected. Can't get there. So when you think of an analogy for this, think of a rocket ship. It's sitting on the pad to lift off, and Mars is the fuel, it's the engine, so everything's good on that end. But what happens is we now have a little glitch, and that glitch is from Uranus, which is the guidance system. What happens is for some reason, it thinks there's some problem with some piece there, and it keeps on over-adjusting. So in effect, if you lift off, you're going to go off course, you might crash, whatever. So someone is not seeing what the issues are, and they can't correct them. So in conjunct, you can't get there from here. Now, when is that happening? The beginning of December. So chances are something comes back from all of this. And they may not know how to deal with it, how to fix it, but they're not going to be able to go forward. So they have to adjust it somehow. When we look at 12/13, and this is in this year, we have Pluto in conjunct Pluto. So we have control here. Now, breaking adjust with the foundation of the company. This is pretty hefty one. So there are some shifts that are going to have to be done because, in effect, the foundation of the company is somehow threatened here. And let me give you an analogy of this. Let's say you're in a submarine and you're going down, and then what happens is there's some type of pressure shift. So while you can't go down anymore, that's not an option anymore. What happens is you realize that because of this pressure shift, your hull might crack. So that's pretty important. So, in effect, you can't get there from here. The intent of the submarine was to go do something. You can't get there. But now there's even an urgency here, okay? Because it's the control piece. Something's coming in to do the control. Is it the company itself? Is it an outside influence? And it's hitting at the foundation of the company. What's the foundation? The products they have, the people. Next piece we have is, this is 12/24, Pluto squaring Mars. Now, Pluto again, and this is square, it's stress. Pluto is control. Mars is the action. In a corporate type of culture, I might expect that this might be that there's battles for control in the boardroom. So that boardroom is going to be a pressure cooker. They're going to be under a lot of pressure to be able to deal with the issues, which means that I don't think all of this is over yet. And by the way, Mars is one of their creative pieces that they have sitting at that they're known for. They have a Neptune-Mars conjunction. Pluto is hitting that Mars. Pluto next year is going to be hitting that Neptune. That means that their creative element is going to be somehow possibly, I don't want to say removed, maybe deallocated, something. So there's some pressure. There's some strain on that, their creative talent. So just to recap, it looks like right now they feel like, outside people probably feel like, oh, okay, they're handling this. And looking at Iger's chart from yesterday, yeah, he seemed like he's thinking about all this, but it's not over yet. It's stuff that will still be coming back in December. And actually, probably as early as 9/22 in a few days. And that's in Uranus opposing Mercury. But it's going to be coming down with the Pluto back in December and the Mars. So that is a time to watch here. So there may be still changes going on at that time. It could be that Pluto could be a government agency coming in to take some control of the company. That's a possibility. So we'll have to see. I hope you enjoyed this. Have a good day.